Greetings, mortals, and welcome back to the Blindness of Eternity. Turns out that I was wrong about the achievement thing. I just hadn't actually gotten to the point where I had gotten any achievements yet. So I've now actually gotten 2 achievements, so apparently you don't need to be on the Iron Man mode. Whoops. Anyway, when last we left off, we were heading toward Defiance Bay, I believe, because we had descended a pretty decent distance into our below area and not found. Give me a second to check something. What are we working on right now? We're working on the Warden's Lodge. So 1 day and 25.
Yeah.
Does that say 25 hours? Doesn't make any sense. Why would it say 25 hours? That's 2 days and 1 hour. Okay, well, weird. I was sure that I had misread it. I'm like, 1 day, 25 hours. What? Doesn't work. Oh, well. We have a Jorp skirmisher here. And we have a bunch of tired people.
Point the way.
Not all of us are on such bad terms. I don't know what it is, a lot of Jorps, okay. These are the normal ones. Oh, never mind. One of them is the normal one.
What? If it makes you rest easy.
Okay, so let's stay over. And there we go. Chunky Bits deceased.
No problem.
I shall be discreet.
Let's turn on fast mode. We got a fine hatchet.
Eh?
I have a suspicion that this level is going to be, or this area is going to be relatively low level. It's like a correct on that as we fight random orbs.
I'll take a look.
So we're going to pop over to the west here,
Let's go!
kill everything here.
This isn't working. Let's have it out.
Okay, so let's find this guy over. Oh, this is a high priest. Still substantially easier to deal with than the high priest along with a giant swarm. Oh no, the puppy's down. It seems that the puppy doesn't actually have diminishing hit points.
Yeah.
It seems to be the case that
I shall be quiet as a
the animal
calm
companion
sea,
doesn't
which is
actually have a limited
not
number of hit
very
points.
quiet.
That's actually very good to know and to utilize. So an animal companion is an effectively unlimited tank. Ooh, that's interesting. I think those are bigger than the trolls I've been seeing. I could be wrong though.
Were they made
No,
on
those are definitely a
Saul?
different type. Those do not look remotely the same. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yes?
Why did you walk directly on them? Okay.
No problem. Ugh. Feels like I ate.
So much for our mighty hunt.
This is a problem. Missed.
I don't feel so good.
Oh shit. I think I moved, which means she's in trouble. I'm gonna pull these two back.
Eh?
I'm gonna pull one of them back anyway.
Still.
That thing in. Holy shit. That thing can hit me from a mile away.
There's boy need to get his head out.
Yeah, these trolls are way stronger. I'm gonna have to load. These things are way stronger than those trolls that I was fighting earlier. Wow.
All
Okay,
right,
so
then.
let's get him up in front where he belongs. We do have an entire team of fatigued people, which is a problem, but
Hey,
Were they made on Saul?
just send these people over here. This is a terribly good position to fight them, actually. There we go. I think.
Were they
could use a
made
wee
on
hit.
Saul? Were they made on Saul?
Not to alarm you, but I am slowly dying.
Whoops.
Feels like I ate bad sweat.
Okay, so let's get rid of some of the damage reduction.
Taking all she can! Got it.
Poor Sagani.
I don't feel so good.
Jeez. That thing is really tough. Okay.
Were they made on Saul?
Eh?
There we go.
Still.
So that one's toast. And we just have to deal with our friend the
Yeah.
troll now. The entire party is exhausted. Well,
Were they made
yeah, they're not all
on
exhausted.
Saul?
No.
Hmm?
So I let this thing get all
Yes?
the way to my peeps.
Point the way.
What I should do. Alright, you know what I'm gonna do is just use a repulsing seal.
Yes?
Yeah.
afraid and
Yes.
blind. Add days to that list.
Hmm.
Doesn't help me that much.
Like I ate a bad sealant.
So let's swap into this. Try to knock it over.
Feels like I ate a bad sealant. Got it.
Yeah, there we go.
Sure.
So she's getting ripped up. But on the plus side, we have a lot of total hit points to burn through, so we should be okay. Don't see any other places nearby.
Slow and silent.
I'm actually gonna come back here in stealth mode, just to make sure that there isn't anything where those guys were.
And what does the flame reveal?
Not us. So we've got a worm companion following us around now. Along with a dog. We've just got a menagerie now. It's too bad we can't have the cat following us around at the same time. Okay. So this is dead end.
I shall be discreet.
Let's head down here. Yeah, this place is supposed to involve a bridge.
Wayfaring sailors may to
Charge! Hey.
Sure.
I could go for some shut-eye about now.
Let's see, dagger, hatchets, the clothing, and husks. Hello.
if it makes you rest easier.
Okay, so we're gonna go after these guys. They don't seem to be activating it. Straight into the rope drifts in the river.
I'll see what I can find.
Variety of muddy girls goods salvaged from a wrecked ferry, primarily soggy clothing and dirty food.
Hey,
Keep walking. I'm actually gonna
Eh?
see if I can talk to Durance again, see if he has anything new to say. I'm gonna go to number 1.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, You're skidding your knuckles on the wrong door.
Go number 4, I guess. I guess I'll go with number 4. Why do I? Your memory is both a curse and a curse. I wore these on our pilgrimage to Halgot, as well as after. We were to travel lightly, so few would know our religion or intent, like executioners with robes instead of hoods. Go number 1. These robes are the ones I wore at the Citadel when the God Hammer was triggered. Imagine a campfire, then a field of them. Then form them into a sphere and let it grow until it fills the air. Its violence ran through my stave and my spirit like 100 lightnings, and all around me was flame. It tore at my skin, even burst vessels in my flesh, yet the robes survived. I do hope he's washed them. If Magran deemed I should wear ash while dispensing her justice, then so be it. We exist at her pleasure, for her pleasure. Either way, she answers my call, quietly or loudly, but her colors seem weak in comparison to the acts one does in her name. And quiet is how I prefer. I find others of my faith do not tend to take me for a second glance if the fire of my spirit does not grace my staff. Interesting. I'll go with number 7. None of the other stuff is stuff that I'm
Yeah.
terribly interested in right now. So let's continue on.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Skinbone. Okay, so it looks like we are pretty much done here. We found this bridge.
Looks like Andra's gushing enough.
I'll see what I can find.
Oh, well. This bridge is
Would you look at this?
broken. Amethyst agate and copper.
Nice and quiet.
Who are these people?
Yeah.
I don't know who these people are. I have a suspicion that they broke the ferry, but I can't question them, which is weird. So let's see. I'm tempted to go back to Caed Noir because we're tired. Looks like I can't get to Defiance Bay this way because the bridge is down. So instead, and the ferry's broken. I think I'm gonna head to Caed Noir again. Let's see. How much longer do I have on this construction that I have going? 1 day, 8 hours for the Warden's Lodge. I'm gonna head over to Caed Noir. I'm gonna rest. And from there, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, it turns out that all this traveling really does wear people out.
Why, I could bed down here.
You could, but you don't quite to. So we're going to pop over here, and we will hopefully be able to just take a nap. Rest here. And now we'll need to decide on what we're going to invest in next. Now that should mean that we'll have a warden. Let's pause here. Ooh! She wants to talk to me about something. So let's talk to her. I'm debating what I want to get. Perception bonus. Not sure what I want to invest in yet. I'd prefer to do something that's going to have at least some defensive potential. But at the same time, I'd like to start getting my economy in order. So, building the craft hall might be a good idea. Yeah, let's do this. This will give me one more security in addition to prestige, and it will give me a weapons and armor merchant. So, that seems like a good deal to me. So I can now hire a Warden of the Wilds.
Got it.
Save the game and talk
Ready, Watcher.
to our friend here. Sagani draws up beside you, her fox. Oh, that's a fox. I thought it was a wolf. Following at her heels and takes a seat next to you.
Even if you are putting one over on me, it's nice to have a hunting party again.
Number one.
5 years for me. Must be 30-something for Ichimok.
Must be exhausting.
It's been a long hunt. A long time away from my family. Before, I'd crossed the tundra of Nasitok following caribou herds. I didn't want to leave Kalu and our children, but I was eager to visit lands my people rarely do. But 5 years without finding him. It's like 2 hours of necking. I'm ready to be done with it.
Interesting analogy. Number one.
Soul recovery is an old village tradition. We call it the Tarnek Elite Sok. Once in a generation, we seek the soul of a much respected and long dead village elder. We tell him what's changed in the village, how people remember him. The only other Tarnek Elite Sok during my lifetime happened when I was a girl, not long after Persok died. We feasted on blubber and fermented milk for a week, and we honored the chosen huntress as a hero. Then she left, and we returned to our duties. We still sang her name to the skies during festival season, but we otherwise didn't speak of her.
Number 4. I don't think she ever returned. It happens that way sometimes. I'm gonna go with number 2. She apparently has a husband and children, so... You're kind to say so, but I'm not so fragile that I need my name chanted in the meeting halls.
It's not being forgotten by my village that troubles me. But sometimes I wonder how my husband and children remember me, if they think of me often.
I'm gonna go with number 1.
Still, there's no point in dwelling on it. More often I find myself wondering whether Persak will remember us. You claim to see souls. What do you think? Do you remember your past lives?
I'm gonna go with number 1 because that seems to be something that's going on. Really? What's that like? Well, I haven't really learned very much yet. She hasn't been sleeping very well. I'm gonna go with number 3 because I think that for her it would be relatively frustrating because it's... Right now we don't really know very much. She's losing sleep over the whole thing, and so let's go with number 3. I don't envy you. Guess I'm lucky I only have to worry about someone else's past life.
Makes me wonder what Persak remembers about our village. Or if a turn at the wheel has yanked the details out of his mind like it does for most of us.
I'm gonna go with number 2.
Masuk is probably much the same as it was 100 years ago. We live between tundra and frozen forests, and the land takes as much as it gives. But our hardships bring us together. And the elders truly unite us. They keep the stories of past generations, and they guide us from season to season, through good years and lean.
Recently there have been a lot of good years. My aunt says we've had fewer clashes with neighboring villages thanks to the hunting territories that Persak helped establish. In bad years we rely on trade with the merchants that pass our shores. We exchange walrus tusks and seal pelts for grains that last us the hard winters. Persak brokered a lot of those agreements too. He got this from one of the Yama ships that used to trade with us. I'm gonna go with number 1. I mean, they may or may not have happened. It kind of depends on the leadership at hand.
That's what I'm supposed to remind him.
Sounds like you're on a hunt of your own, though. You feeling the thrill of the chase, or ready for this to be over? I'm going to go with number 2. Refreshing indeed. Might as well keep moving while we've got some daylight. Alright, let's go.
Yeah.
Do we have daylight? No. So there's little conversations that you can have with these people, which is kind of cool.
No problem.
Now, we do have an additional party member here. I'm actually tempted to start using her bow just because I have way too many melees. I have way too many characters that are standing around in melee range. And it seems suboptimal. So we have the Warden's Lodge completed. We're now building a craft hall. Now, I need to figure out... I guess I get taxes presumably from the businesses. Okay, I'm gonna go to one. Oh, where to begin? Let's see here. Okay, so I shouldn't have anything to say to me right now. I I want to hire this person, but I don't know how to pay them.
Eh?
Maybe I need to put money in the treasury? Can't put money here.
Eh?
Huh. Strange business. So now we need to decide. I guess I'm going to go into the Warden's Lodge and see what's over here. There is a person here. Warden Thiergen. One glass eye and several teeth are missing from the sculder head. Field journal contains sketches of Admeth's weird deer cap and other common things. We have an empty barrel, and we have
Hail and well met.
Warden. This grizzled old man takes a puff from his pipe and nods at you. Was wondering when you'd be dropping by. Kith round here have been hit with more than their fair share of trouble up late. I'm up to my ear in bounty offers. Figured at least one of them might take an interest in someone of your skills. One of the recent bounties. Now, I ought to warn you, there's a reason these bounties are still on offer. These are tough bastards, every one of them. If you're not up to it now, feel free to come back when you're better prepared. Meantime, here's a good batch to start us off. There's a standing bounty on Sly Kirdle's head, of course. And there's the forest lurker haunting the trade routes, and this ogre shaman. Should fetch a good price. And up last is this war chief Icklock. Well, tell me about the forest lurker. Well, there's a big forest lurker taking up residence in Black Meadow just off the main road. The merchants have been calling it the Dweller. They want it gone before it starts chewing up their caravans. Sly Kirdell. This bounty comes all the way from New Hamar. Sly Kirdell and some of his accomplices have escaped the prison there and killed two justiciars? Isn't it usually justicars? Anyway. The guards are itching for revenge. A man matching his description was seen near Magrin's Fork. He's well armed and he'll have his friends with him too. What about the ogre? That's one that keeps making the rounds. Nalrin the Wise. He's some kind of ogre shaman. They say he's raided a half-dozen farms all over Deerwood. Word is he's holed up somewhere in Elmshore, though nobody who went looking has been seen since. War Chief Icklock. He's a Jwarip, if the name didn't tip you off. Moves around a lot, but he's known to haunt the Valewood from time to time. Folks want him dealt with before he takes up with a dragon. Interesting. So we just get a bunch of tasks here. Now, the thing did say that this is endgame bounty, I think? So, I don't know how easy or difficult these are going to be for me. This Dweller seems like my best bet. So Black Meadow. We're gonna head there and try it out. At the very least. For example, if this was 20 prestige, I'm like, oh wow, that's way cool. Oh good, we're only halfway done. So, I could go to Black Meadow and deal with that thing, and I think I'm probably gonna go ahead and do it. Let's see what we can do here. It takes 18 hours to get there, which is kinda nuts. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to spend a lot of time resting just to get rid of fatigue.
I shall be
In all
discreet.
likelihood.
eyes are peeled.
That is a greater earth blight. Troll, a really big one. I have a suspicion that this is what I'm looking for, and I have a suspicion that I'm not going to be able to come close to taking these out. Because these all look like upgraded versions of things that I've fought before. Is that it? The Dweller. So let's find out how hard these things hit. Whoa,
We
okay,
gotta
well,
take better care of Ella.
pretty much instantly. My goal here is just to try and split them apart. Yikes. Okay, yeah. This is over. Okay, I don't think that we're going to be able to do this. Not a chance. Not a chance. So, I guess we're going to just move on. So where are we going to move on to?
Yeah.
There are a couple options here. If you go to Searing Falls, I could actually go to this Edelwan Bridge place, and maybe I should. Yeah, these are definitely late game bounties, like the thing was saying. So
Eh?
let's see where the ocean is. Oh, the ocean's over here, on a cliff overlooking the ocean, huh? Let's have to head over here. Let's see if this is a place where we... I don't see any cliffs here.
Yeah.
But we have found the ocean, and there aren't that many places here in the ocean, so let's see if he's turned into a
Hail,
worm.
traveler.
It's good to see you're well. Was there anything else I can do for you? Not all my remedies are quite so difficult to obtain, I assure you. Let's take a look. Purple sponge. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop over here. And just sell every single one of these scrappy things. So much stuff. I love it. Unfortunately, I can't just hold down the button. I have to keep clicking. Click, 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 click. How many dwarfs did we kill? Holy crap. Click, 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 click. Oh my good. We're running out of things to click on. We ran out. Boom. So nice. Okay, so we made another 2,000 gold. I am thus happy.
Yeah.
Okay. Fish and clumps of seaweed, bright green with heat, royal in the stew. It tastes pleasantly salty. I'm positive. Well, maybe. These things feed off of soul energy, so it's theoretically possible that he's here. Let's hope not. So yeah, we're gonna have to rest soon, because by the time we get to the... I'm actually gonna do this girl's quest first, I think. Because
Yeah.
why would I try to do the mainline quest? That would just be crazy, guys. That doesn't make any sense.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea.
Shall be quiet as a calm sea, which, come to think of it, isn't actually terribly quiet at all. Okay, so the only thing that I can think of is to go west from there. Like west from Searing Falls to get to here. Because there isn't anything west here. Same. No, so standing atop cliffs overlooking water.
Eh?
So let's go here. Wow, 2 days and 2 hours. That's gonna take forever. Let's take a look at how long we have on this. 20 hours for the craft hall, which means that we should probably stop in Cape Noir. And we can actually just rest here, I guess. We didn't accomplish much with that expedition,
Feels like
unfortunately.
I've been tossed around in a snowstorm.
But we did finish the craft hall, so that's good. So do we start making tax? Shop. I'm really tempted to build these walls, but I don't know that that's the best plan. Tempted to build a woodland trail because somehow that gives me a defensive bonus. Ooh, a hedge maze. That's kind of cool. It really shouldn't take this long to figure out what I want to do. I guess I'm just going to do a woodland trail for now. I like increasing the defense of my thingamabob. And we now have a craft hall. Let's pop in here and see what this does for us.
Hail and well met.
Good tidings, my lady. Might I interest you in anything? I offer supplies for the road. I'm sure you'll find something of Find many things of use for a hardy traveler such as yourself. One can never be too prepared. So, whoa, a lot of fine weaponry here. Fine plate armor. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. So, this person allows me to just purchase a bunch of stuff that I don't actually need because I keep finding it on the world anyway. I'm gonna go into the keep proper. See what person here has to say. I noticed that that shopkeeper didn't actually have a name, so I'm kind of curious what's going to go on with that. Okay. So
Yeah.
alright, well, I don't actually know how
You must gather.
these systems work. I think that I might need to continue on with the plot in order to sort of unlock the full way that this place works. So I think that I'm going to do that. I'm going to just move on to this city over here. Head to the Edelon Bridge. Everybody's going to get tired if I do this. It's fine.
I could use a wee kip.
I could use a wee kip. She's smoking? She has a pipe. You need it in for the night, goose and fox has the softest bed, and it's the best area. It's useful. So we are now being welcomed to Justice Bay. And we're looking to go to Copper Lane, it looks like. It takes 15 minutes! Oh my goodness, that takes so long! Including unique items. So we're definitely going to want to do those bounty quests eventually. We're just not going to be able to do them quite yet.
Defiance Bay. The city at the heart of the Deerwoods Revolution now seems on the brink of another. Refugees line the streets, homeless and hungry, displaced by Whitewind's legacy, hoping for relief within the city walls, and finding none. Dissidents congregate to protest and to heckle, calling for an end to ennomancy and the ouster of their duke. The city's militiamen cast fearful looks as they patrol the streets, their hands trembling at the hilts of their weapons. The capital of a country that had not long ago incinerated a god now appears to be a spark away from sharing the deity's fate.
Interesting. So that's the end of part 1.
It used to be a lot less of a mess.
These adamanters have brought divine wrath upon us. And yet the Duke and his toadies, the Crucible Knights, do nothing. Okay, let's pick a fight. Can we allow these atrocities to go unchecked? What's up? Rowan's arms are crossed and his mouth is set in a grim frown as he watches the gathered protesters. He looks ready for a fight. Sizes you up. New in town, eh? You've picked an interesting time to visit Defiance Bay. All these refugees fleeing from the frontier and finding the legacies no better here. It's the Animancers. Magrans scorch 'em and they nest in this city like rats. You mark my words, though. Us dozens? Are gonna put a stop to it. The dozens? Such a weird name for your group, dude. I'm sorry, but you fail at naming. Tell me more about your dozens. We're an organization of interested citizens who want to free Defiance Bay from the dangerous influence of Animancers and the tyranny of aristocrats who support them. We also consider ourselves a militia of sorts, seeing as the Crucible Knights are little more than a flock of preening nobles in training these days. Nobles in training? Just like a militia, the dozens. Except for the training, and the discipline, and the code of honor. And we're always looking to expand. The more people see things our way, the better for the state of the country. You have any interest in hearing more? Stop by Admeth's Den sometime. The Expedition Hall. A lot of free thinkers in there can set straight all the nonsense the nobles and the Animancers want you to believe. Might even be some paid work there for motivated types. So what are you doing out here? Trying to get folk to see reason. We're in the midst of a crisis, and instead of purging the nefarious forces from our city, the Duke is granting Animancers dangerous liberties. Go with number 1. It's a study in manipulation of essence, which any sane person will tell you is the purview of the gods. The Aedirans at least have the sense to outlaw it, which is the only good thing you can say about them. It's not like magic, chanting, or the soul readings those ciphers do. It's been around since ancient Englythan times, which is why you'll see Animancers tinkering with old Englythan artifacts. Half-truths all, but he's an enthusiastic performer, I'll give him that. How could you say all of that while coughing into your fist? Trouble is, the Animancers got no idea what those artifacts actually do, not that they'll admit it. Our emphatic friend is correct about one thing, at least. Let's go number 2. This is the capital of the Free Palatinate of Deerwood. We started out as the capital of Aedirn colony, but we booted the flaccid scepter from these parts 150 years ago. These days we're a major port receiving trade and visitors from all over the world, but we, some of us anyway, strive to hold on to the pioneering spirit that earned us our freedom a half-century and a half ago. The city is divided into 5 districts: Copper Lane, First Fires, Andre's Gift, Brackenbury, and Heritage Hall. Okay, I'm not going to ask him about this stuff because he's some rabble-rouser. I don't need to use him as my town guide. So it's just H2O. So
I'm starting to miss my neighbors.
starting to miss my neighbors. Okay, so let's go to the marketplace, I guess. There's a forum here. I don't recognize what this looks like. Oh! He wants to talk to me.
Eh?
Let's talk to him.
Hey, the dozens. Pretty sure you won't find one among them who stood within 100 miles of that bridge when the Godhammer went off. Too bad, too. Assumed there'd be less of them.
Oh, so that's why they call themselves the Dozens. It was 12 Deerwoodens who stood at the Halgot Citadel waiting for Wadewind to cross the bridge there. They had to hold him there long enough for the Godhammer to detonate, so that's what they did. That's what they called the bomb they blew up Wadewind with. Don't know much about it other than that. Anything kills a living god, guess you gotta name it. I'm gonna go with number 3 just to see what he has to say. Ah, nothing serious. Nothing I don't have against a lot of folks anyway. The Dozens, they like to take things into their own hands. Gets ugly sometimes. We don't have them in Gilded Vale, but they'd be right at home there. They picked that name so they could do what they wanted and feel like it was right. Got nothing to do with honor or sacrifice. They like to invoke Magrin a lot, too. When they especially want to feel right. Somehow I don't think she'd be too impressed with that lot. I'm sure she'd like to set them on fire anytime they use her name, but the gods probably got rules against that kind of thing. I'm gonna go with number 1. The Duke's a reasonable man. Maybe while we're in Defiance Bay, we can get him to force people to call themselves what they are. Don't imagine they'd have as many members if they called themselves the loudmouth sheepfuckers. Indeed.
Sure.
Well, no,
Yeah.
they might. Area like this, who knows? They might end up with more thingers. Your time is at an end, Sigram. Oh, Lafton, he calls to me, the Pallid Knight. Understudies. And you have such poor luck with women as it is. I cannot die yet, my children. What of my children? But you have no children. Of course I do, fool. A wealth of them. Great armfuls of golden. That is golden-haired tots, all of whom I love dearly. The statuesque woman with a gaze that could cut stone. She turns her chiseled cheekbones to the sky and favors you with a look of acknowledgement. Her eyes shimmer under silvered eyeshadow and razor precise line of kohl. Before you can speak, she throws her hands up in dramatic fashion.
Welcome.
Autographs after the performance, please. Great art requires great concentration, and greatness is expected of the Revel of the Stars. We're the finest theater troupe in the city. We believe in the best art is immersive and true to life. We stage our performances right here in the Copper Lane for the edification of all. I suppose I can spare a moment for a fan. I'm not a fan. I have no idea who you are. It depends entirely on the demands of the role. I am the Pallid Knight, the Widow of the Wood, and the Warrior Queen Molka, all at different times. To live a different life each day is a glorious thing indeed, my friend. Yes, somewhat. But of course, good drama is a balm to the soul, and we wish to offer a true theatrical experience to as many as possible. We're taking any new and old, and tall and small, and inexperienced and inexperienced. Whoever is best suited to fulfill a role to the utmost. As long as they're able to satisfy the demands of their roles. True acting can be a grueling process, so some last longer than others. Aspiring thespians. Stilgar slain on rides Mocha, great hero of our tale. Who's this Kadal guy? Someone who can't talk. Benches are strewn with greasy bones, bottles, other stuff. So maybe I could get them to come to my floor. Ooh, catacombs. I have no idea what I'm doing in the city. I guess I'm just gonna be wandering around. Oops. I probably should have talked to that guy outside. I have 1 minute left, so we're gonna go outside and we're gonna talk to the guy out here, and then we'll end it there once we talk to this guy. Oh, this is Screen's window. So yeah, we'll just head into this building. I don't even remember which building this is, and that'll be it for today. So next time we will just go around exploring the city, we'll talk to everyone that we can, and it'll be great. So, see you next time.